This is a summary video of why you would choose biology as a Leaving Cert subject. Teachers currently in the department are Miss Mulhare, Miss Dunleavy, Miss Brownfield and Miss Barrett. The course is split into 3 sections. Unit 1 is the study of life, so we'll go through scientific method, steps in carrying out experiments, how we've developed new discoveries over time, characteristics of living things, so their features, and then their chemical nature, chemical components. So we'll go through the different food groups, their structures and functions, and then a big part of this unit and the entire course is ecology. So we'll be dealing with an ecological field trip and studying the relationships between plants and animals within each other, and then their physical and non-living environments, and what problems we face with our environment and how to overcome these problems. Unit 2 deals with the cell in detail, so we'll go through the cell structure, biochemistry within the cell, and then our genetics and how we've evolved over time. Biochemistry is a big part of this and it's a guaranteed question every year. We'll be going through how enzymes control actions within our cells. We'll be going through a detailed description of respiration, its different steps involved, and photosynthesis. These are common questions within the Leaving Cert paper, difficult chapters to deal with, but common enough in the exam. Genetics then covering cell division, going through the structures of our DNA and RNA, how we make new proteins, and then our crosses, how we inherit things from our parents, how we might pass on genetic disorders like colour blindness, cystic fibrosis, things like that. Going through genetic engineering, so how we can engineer our genes using bacteria and viruses to make insulin for diabetics or to make growth hormones, etc. And lastly then how we've evolved over time and how we can actually prove that evolution is real. Finally then, Unit 3 deals with the organism, so looking at a human or plant as a whole, going through the different systems. Microbiology will go through the detailed structure of bacteria, fungi, how they have how they reproduce, how they respond to kind of unfavorable conditions. Human anatomy and the physiology will go through the different systems, like you can see down here, of the human body, how one interlinks with the other and how they actually work, and also with plant. We'll be going through the plant's anatomy, so it's a structure and its physiological makeup. Then we'll be going through plant reproduction and plant responses. With the human then, you'll go through the circulatory system, you'll deal with the nervous system, you'll deal with excretory systems, loads of different systems. Quite interesting if you're interested in how your body actually works. Other details then, biology is over 2 years. The textbook we use is EDCO by Michael O'Callaghan, very good book. There's 41 chapters we need to cover in 3 units. There's 22 mandatory experiments to cover, and then you'll be assessed on this in a final paper, which is 100%. You'll have 1 field trip. The exam is broken up into 3 sections. Section A, which are short questions over all of the chapters. Section B are the experiment questions, so over these 22 mandatory experiments. And then Section C are long questions. As I said, ecology is always a long question, along with genetics, respiration or photosynthesis, and then your Unit 3 is a mixture, then you're not guaranteed which ones will come up. So expectations then within this subject. It is a long course. You generally finish around Easter time, just after Easter. It's detailed, it's a difficult course, and there's complex concepts, and then you have to have specific terminology for biology. It's not an easier option. You need to work hard straight away from 5th year, and you need to do regular revision in this topic. There will be testing regular enough within this by the teachers. One thing all the teachers would say, that students might have a general grasp of each subject, but when you get to the state exam at higher level, the level of questioning is quite complex, that if you don't know the course very, very well, you might not be able to answer to the best of your ability. There is a wide and diverse range of career options that you can follow after doing biology. Anything got to do with medicinal jobs such as medicine, you could go into pharmacy, food and drug industry, you could go through sports route, sports science, physiotherapy, anything got to do with animals or plants, and then technological as well. So biotechnology and biochemistry has been very common within our students in the last number of years. Lastly then, how to decide. So choose based on your ability. Okay, this one here is one I would actually recommend the most. Based on your work ethic. If you're not willing to work for biology, I would not recommend you do this subject. If you're interested in how the body works and other things around it, how one will influence the other, something that you might be interested in, or your career paths. One subject that this works well with is ag science. So there's a nice crossover between subjects that if you're studying hard for one, it will benefit you for the other.